here's some guidance with number 12 of the summer math assignment on completing the square. First of all, you have to notice how a, the leading coefficient, is a 2, and in order to complete the square it has to start off as a 1. So we have to divide both sides of the equation by that a value, which is a 2, which is going to leave us with x squared minus 6x plus 2 equals 0. After doing that, the constant needs to be brought to the other side. Subtract that from both sides of the equation, leaving you with x squared minus 6x equals negative 2. And then we're going to have to add a special number to each side of this equation, and that's going to be found by taking the b value, dividing it by 2, and squaring it. The b value would be negative 6. It's the coefficient of the x term, the x of the first power term. We're going to take that b value and divide by 2 and then square it. This is going to be negative 3 squared, which is a 9. 9 is added to both sides of the equation, which is going to leave us with x squared minus 6x plus 9 equals 7. The next thing to realize is that we have to factor the left side of the equation. So we need numbers that multiply to be 9 and also add to be negative 6. The two numbers that we're going to use are negative 3 and negative 3. So this is going to be x minus 3 times x minus 3, and that equals 7. You can check that that's appropriate by FOILing. Another way of writing this would be x minus 3 squared equals 7. And we're getting closer and closer to finding out the value or values of x. In this case, we can have multiple values of x. In order to isolate x, we're going to use inverse operations and take the square root of that left side of the equation as well as the square root of the right side of the equation. This is going to leave you with x minus 3 is equal to the square root of 7, and we can find out the value of x by adding 3 to both sides. It's also worth noting that if we take the square root of 7, that could either be a positive or a negative square root of 7. So x is going to be equal to 3 plus or minus the square root of 7. That's your solution.